You guys have slept. You guys were discussing what to do next. It should be fresh with most people, but does somebody want to give a quick rundown of last session? Where is...
We talked to Miss Watcher, although is that really how you say her name?
Probably not. I misspell and mispronounce things
Wachter,
perpetually.
yeah. And she insinuated that she would like to see the Baron out of power, but wouldn't really commit to anything in particular. I tried to heal her daughter, and they think that the Baron's son cast some spell on her that makes her think she's a cat. But I
I'm a
couldn't
cat.
find. Yeah, she didn't have any magical effects on her that I could sense, and there was some necromancy item in Miss
Not an item.
Watcher's. There was an
She said it was an item.
aura of necromancy from her bedroom. How's that? That
Yeah,
she
that's
strongly denies is in any way related to anything that could be happening to her daughter. So lots of weird questions, in my opinion, and that's what I remember.
And then there was the two brothers that are downstairs. The
Yeah, we were gonna
werewolf
go talk to
hunters?
them, weren't we?
I think
Yeah.
Siri bought him a beer.
Yeah, and ask him
so
to
we're gonna
wait
come
for
back
us to
down.
go talk to him.
Toto did, yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's not forget the creature, or the being, if you will, that Vemrak noticed as well in the room.
And after describing
yeah.
it, are we confirming what it was? Can do other people's characters have the intelligence or background to know what it is after
Yeah,
That's fine.
we did.
describes it?
Yeah, I think we all agree that it was what did I say last week?
Like an evil imp-like creature or something.
Okay, that is fine. Yes.
Fucking imps.
So we want to go just metagaming, just because we're short on time. We want to go talk to the brothers, and then what else do we want to do?
I think the other big question. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we could always talk to the Baron as well, get his take.
Yeah.
And then what we could do is maybe go back to Wachter, whatever her name is, and take out at least try to capture the imp, figure out what that is.
I feel like
because if
assaulting her house is gonna be
not like attack. Like we could give her our decision, and then
tell her
maybe
there's
try.
an imp in your room. Do you want us to capture it?
Well, maybe we can try to investigate the
was-
necromancy part.
She was clearly aware and unfazed by the imp, so she's based on what Vemrak saw, she was aware of its presence because it was nesting, it was crawling on her and stuff. So clearly she felt it and knew it was there, but didn't think any of us could see it.
Another question is, how much do we want to get involved in politics here? Do we want to
that's a
get
good
stuck
question.
in on that? Because we have a bunch of other things to follow up on not in town, right? But we could also probably spend a lot of time trying to fix this town. And so I guess as a group, do we want to fix the town, or do we want to?
Well, we can always come back too, right? We have 2 or 3 days till the festival, right, chat?
So you have 2 full days. So it's nighttime now. After dinner, you could assume at this point, relatively late in the night. Not late for the tavern below, but late in the day. And then you have 2 full days, and then the festival's on the third day.
Yeah, so we don't have to solve all this now. We could. I think what we do need to do though is go back and talk to Milovich, the kid, who we found out works at the church.
The bones.
Yeah, the bones. So why don't we start with the brothers and then maybe sleep, and then in the morning head to the church, and then after that, I think Didn't we want to go outside of the town for something? I don't know if there's any.
Yeah, there's a
There's, like-
Visanti camp, I think.
There's a camp and there's like 3 or 4 other locations that we could investigate for various things.
Royce, do you have any input?
Yeah, I'm done.
So
What
wait,
do you think is most important?
Well, I mean, I don't think the politics thing is pressing right now, but I would like to find some more out about that. Just if nothing else, I mean, I think we could possibly get more information on what's his nuts.
The Baron?
The
Yeah.
well, the Baron, but also Strahd. You know what I mean? Just by following this chapter a little bit, I'm sure we can get some background on maybe what we're going up against with that. But yeah, I agree. The Bones is a good place to start. I do want to go to the camp at some point too, but there's no rush on that.
We also
Yeah,
have
I mean,
that
I doubt-
lady from the church who told us her son is being held.
Abducted by the Baron, yeah.
So there's a couple things we gotta figure out. One, probably the where. First, let's talk to the brothers. Just see what we can figure out there. 2, we can then try to search for the bones because that's probably the most pressing issue right now because that may allow Strahd more access to this area and obviously want to be safe or wherever we are. 3, we need to talk to the Baron and figure out what's going on there. And then 4, try to figure out if there's something like if we need to figure out what's going to happen if some kind of uprising like the Watchers said that they're planning some kind of resistance, then we need to figure out what's going to happen there because probably won't be nice. So do you want to tackle those things in that order?
Sure.
Sounds good.
So let's go talk to the brothers.
And down we go.
Okay. I will move you guys this way.
Escape!
Jump out the window.
And where is Grim?
It's gonna keep on dodging Shatner's hand. You can see his mouse.
Where is Grim?
I should be in the bedroom. Yeah, I'm on a bed.
Oh, you're like perfectly blended in there. Awesome. So
Aha,
you guys
my
come down the
stealth.
He's
stairs,
sleeping.
right?
Little did you know, my cleric
Mm.
has powers of stealth that you didn't realize.
Let's do this.
+5 to stealth.
Boom, 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 boom. And boom. Okay. Let's do. Don't take all the women for granted here. I don't want to grab more tokens. It's not like full of women and then 2 brothers. Think commoners.
How much for your women?
So you guys head down the stairs. You guys can see down. It's pretty lively overall. In the tavern tonight, it seems about normal. Even for the time, the 2 brothers. I guess Toto. You said Toto bought the drink. I think it was.
I think I asked him to wait because we had to go do something upstairs.
Okay, I think you bought them a drink and left it, and they were
Yeah.
appreciative, and you can tell that drink is gone, so they're not definitely not newcomers to the booze here. But you guys are able to walk in without any issue. You see Danica and you see Erwin kind of working behind the bar as usual, and maybe at this point the kids are upstairs and asleep, but you don't see them. You're not sure. Other than that, you guys are free to do as you wish.
So I would like to hunter's mark the closest brother. No, I'm just-
Oh god.
And roll for initiative.
Notices that.
And you get to meet the Baron real quick.
Right.
I thought we were gonna try politics, guys.
Politic
So-
this.
Bitch. Well, I guess I'll come over and really going for some. Wait, that's the wrong window. This window. Oh my god. Oh, there's sound. Weird. I'll come in and greet the brothers and say, I hope that drink went down well. Mind if we have a seat and buy another round?
Yeah, so they kind of like raise up the empty glass and like just make a comment like what a round it was. Appreciate it. Looks like their food is gone at this point, whatever they were eating previously. One of the brothers kind of scoots down and makes space and allows for someone to sit. There's enough seats for all of you around this table if you'd like to take a seat.
Yes.
Is fine. The one on the left is the one that's been speaking so far. He introduces himself as Zoldar. And then just kind of like bluntly right off the bat just says like, so what do you need?
I'll shift my sight towards Toto.
I don't actually remember what we cared about with these guys. That's out of character. We just wanted to learn about the werewolves.
We wanted to like, well, meet them because they sounded interesting. They might have work for us. The guards had told us when we first arrived at town. We're obviously familiar with the land, so we could follow up on like some of the cards that we were read. You know, some of the places that we're looking for, etc.
So I'll say, yeah, when we came to town, we were told that you get into some interesting hunting and know the lay of the land around the city probably better than most. So we were hoping to chat with you about that.
So, real quick, Royce is just kind of eye over at Vimrak and like cover up his drink, and just switch to the other side of Toto. Not trying to get any blood in it.
Perfect. So they look up, Zoldar kind of grunts. He's like, well, we're the main hunters for the town. I don't think anyone else really goes out with any kind of consistency. Are you looking for something specific? We could take you out if you needed to find something, I guess. We typically charge for any kind of hiring or day work, but we're kept pretty busy by the Baron to try and supply enough food and just keep whatever evil we can at bay. But yeah, we know the woods well. We spend most of our time in them as opposed to here in town.
So, what do you know? We have a couple of places we've heard a lot about. There's a hut on the way towards the Abbey that we passed while helping out some other customers we worked for. Do you guys know anything about that hut? What's there? Kind of out.
Are you talking about the structure on the lake?
Yeah, the lake to the west of Alaki.
He's like, yeah. I mean, it's more of a tower, a slouching one at that. I can't say we've spent any major time near it. Kind of gives us the creeps, and we tend to stick to the woods. If we go out hunting, we tend to head north or go south towards Lake Zarovich. Know of the hut, but I'm afraid I don't know much more than that. It seems to have some kind of history of magic, if I had to guess, from the rumors I've heard, and we stay pretty far away from that. We're not, we have no interest in that type of evil.
You say you go south to Lake Zarovich.
North to Lake Zarovich and head south as well into the deep woods.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha. There's a river that goes south from Lake Zarovich, and we heard there's a drowned village down there. Do you know anything about that or anything around it?
So the river you're speaking of is Luna River. I guess you guys are picking out all the worst places to go. There is an old town down there. It's been abandoned for the entirety of my lifetime, and I think generations past that. Another place of great evil, if I had to guess. It's out of the woods and more in the mountains, so again, we typically stay out of it. We feel more confident and comfortable when there's trees around, as we can better defend ourselves and tend to find a lot more to hunt out there. But yeah, I mean, we can confirm it's down there, but we don't go there unless we have a reason to. We could get you there if you wanted to, but again, for a price.
How much?
Typically, depending on what we're doing, the Baron pays us about, well, he pays us less, but if it's hiring for day work, it's about 4 gold a day per person. So 8 gold a day total.
What type of work do you tend to do for the Baron? Or
we just hunt.
Mercenaries of such ourselves?
No, we're just full-time hunters. My brother and I have done this. Sorry, he's definitely a quiet one. He kind of just looks up and has sort of a little smile on his face and just goes back to drinking. Seems really uninterested overall. Presumably lets his brother do most of the talking. You can tell they're weathered overall. They don't have like weapons on them now, but they definitely seem like they spend a lot of time outside of the city. But he just claims that they're just full-time hunters, and they stock food for the businesses here and sell it to some of the vendors as well to keep Valaki stocked up on like rabbit and deer and other things they can find. And he says for the previous festival they were gone for weeks at a time because they were trying to kill enough werewolves to decorate the spikes around the town. He's like, that was a pretty payday for sure. But other than that, they just hunt and keep to themselves, drink in the Blue Water Inn.
Where do you normally find the werewolves around here?
If we have to find werewolves, we typically head up past north of Lake Zarovich, but it fluctuates in terms of where they travel. We think that the devil himself has some control over that, and try not to let that creep too strongly in the back of our minds. But the places least traveled are where we tend to have to go unless there's an influx in a certain area for whatever reason.
Aside from werewolves, are there any other evil beasts that you tend to run into and try to keep populations low, or is that the main?
No, werewolves and mostly werewolves in terms of what we try and. I mean, we don't actively hunt werewolves unless we're paid to do so. The meat's not great, and it's obviously a lot more dangerous. But no, that's the main thing. It's bad luck to kill ravens and birds around these parts, just because everyone assumes that they're eyes and ears for you know who. But other than that, it's just typical game. Occasionally we used to fish, but the lake has become more and more abandoned and dormant in recent years, so we don't do that much either now.
Well, we're certainly outsiders of these lands and have only been in the area for a short time. I'm sure we could benefit from individuals like yourself who have a good lay of the land, and I think might have some mutual interests along the way.
Sure. We've heard some talking here and there about the new group of helpers, some call heroes, in town, and figured it was you when we saw you, considering what you all are wearing. But I appreciate having you for sure. We're expected to be in town again for the next couple days. We'll be around for the festival and then probably head back out for another longer hunt. So Zoladar makes a note on your map to kind of let them know where they live. but mentions too that you can oftentimes find them here later in the day. So,
What do you know of dragons around these parts?
it kind of looks at you quizzically, as if it's an odd question. Just says, "I've nothing really. I very rarely see the sky around here, let alone something flying in it beyond a small bird. Are you hunting a dragon?"
We've heard some rumors about possibilities of a yellow dragon living somewhere south in the mountains.
I have heard rumors of a place that once was thought to have dragons there, but nothing living. There's a. Let me see. Give me 1 second. One second.
There are no seconds.
What about thirds?
1/3. Perfect. This is cute. I just need to know where this is on the map. He says so between. He points on your map to.
You way down there? The Balonic
Here?
Mountains?
Here. I'm
Where are
pinging
you?
southwest of Valaki. This is a recommendation from.
Ah,
Right.
that thing.
He says that he's heard rumors, but that road that cuts south is very rarely traveled. He says not far from here, but he's heard that there's a temple or a fortress there that once held dragons, or he's heard rumors that there's dragon statues outside of that location, but has never ventured in there, as they're not, they tend to stick to small game and hunting as opposed to whatever lies there. But makes a comment that that place and the drowned village are sort of in the same area, and they could help you get there off the main road, as they know some trails through the woods that might actually save some time or keep you from dealing with anybody on the main road.
I think that's all for me.
Kind of just looks up and is like, "Did you want to do something between now and the festival, or should we expect to go on a trip before then, or?"
Well, curious, we have a few obligations ourselves, but we're always looking to make extra coin where we can. Do you have any outstanding tasks that you need to get done in the next few days?
Nothing outstanding. While we may not look it, we keep to a pretty consistent and tight schedule overall. Having two of us helps, and we've set up efficient routes through the woods around here to get things done quicker than most could. Right now, we're sort of on our weekend or vacation, if you will, and once this festival's done, we'll pack up and head back out for a week or two. Maybe not as long if there's other engagements, but we just tend to hit all of our traps and hit all of our typical hunting sites during that time. So anything else that we would need? No.
And the brother who introduced himself, sorry, his name is Zoldar?
Yeah. He's the bearded one on the left.
So I'll say, we didn't catch your name, friend, and I'll look at the one on the right.
I have absolutely no idea how to say this name. Yevgeny?
Yevgeny?
Gesundheit.
Yes.
How do you
I don't know how to
spell
say
it?
it.
I will post it. If this will copy and paste. There you go.
Yevgeny Krushkin.
It's good to meet you both. I'm Vemrak.
He just kind of looks up and just nods and says, "Good to meet you." Why is this happening?
Sorry.
Okay, there we go.
We actually, before we part ways, we recently ran into some trouble with the Wizard of Wine. Not him directly, but some issues with their vineyard. Have you ever run into any evil druids on your time, or any mysterious workings, people manipulating the woods? Or anything?
No, he looks surprised and just trying to think back. Just admits that the woods that they travel tend to just be werewolves, and anything druids and evil of that nature he's not familiar with, but he has heard that further south and to the west, near the vineyard, there's a spot he mentions, that's on his personal map, but he's never ventured there. That's here. He says that there is very far west, south of the vineyard. He says that
Check.
one of his fellow, see it?
Yeah.
He says that one of his fellow hunters back in the day mentioned that there was a hill there and a creepy tree. But he barely remembers any that, or more than that. But he's guessing that if that's what you're looking to get into, that's maybe where you'd start. He also makes a comment like, it seems like you guys are looking for the most trouble in the area, and kind of says good luck to you. He's like, we typically will hire ourselves out as hired help or hired guns, if you will, but seems like the places you guys are going, he says 4 gold a day may not be enough, but to let him know if you need anything else, and he appreciates the round of wine.
Yeah, we appreciate your time, and certain we'll look to hire for your company in the coming days.
Sure. He just raises up his new glass and just kind of does a cheers to you, and goes back to talking to his brother, and kind of calls out to Danica, or Danica's closer, we'll say, and asks for another round. Just continues on as normal.
And I'll wave to Danica and say the rest of their tab is on us for the night. Just let us know when we need to square up.
Yeah, he looks up, the smile bigger than you've seen this entire time, and just says, "Thank you, friend. Please consider us here if you need anything else." And kind of goes back to drinking excitedly. The brother has a smile now too, probably the biggest you've seen on him as well.
Of course, enjoy your fill. All right, what was the next thing we wanted to do, Observer?
Bones.
Oh, do we want to? I assume we want to sleep first, probably, right?
Well, what time is it now?
It's nighttime after dinner.
I would say it's 9-10 o'clock p.m.
Okay, yeah, then let's sleep and then do the bones in the morning. You guys go with that?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Everybody sleeping in their rooms?
Yeah. I'm gonna ask to see the Book of Sleep. I don't know who has it.
Okay.
I have it right now.
I'll ask if I can borrow it for the night. I want to see if I can learn anything more about it.
Okay, you're gonna sleep on it?
Anyone do anything before they go to bed?
I want to spend some time with the book, just to see if I can like learn anything about it. I'll experiment with, like ink and pen if I can find anything.
Okay. Why don't you roll an arcane check as well?
Okay. Arcana check. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. What would you like to write? What would you like to try and do?
I'd like to I'd like to just kind of start writing down my experience at the death house and dying.
Okay.
And just try to recall as best I can my memories from what I had seen and the being I had spoke to that took away my eyes, and just kind of spend some time reflecting on that.
Okay. You tinker with the book for as long as you'd like. Anything that you write, anything that you try and scribble or press onto the pages seems to just find its way off of the pages, if you will, within 10 seconds, let's say. Assuming you go to sleep afterwards, you go to sleep kind of disgruntled, but also pretty confident that if this book has any meaning behind it or any sort of power, you're not very magic inclined, but you have a feeling that it's a response type of magic, not necessarily something that you need to do. So you do go to sleep, let's say with it next to your bed. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine.
And then anyone else doing anything tonight?
Just sleeping.
Nope.
Okay. Give me. All right. All of you wake up. Siri, I typed to you. That's what you dream about. Anyone want to do anything specific as they wake up? Siri, whenever you check the book as you kind of come to this morning. Also, let's think about what time you guys wanted to be. Say you went to bed at 10, so you could be up as early as 4 a.m. and then have the 2 hours of light duty or whatever, so you can have it be whatever time you want between 6 and later, 6 a.m. and later. As Siri, what you dreamt is described in great detail. Let's say about 8 pages into the book that you are holding. It seems to have been written in blood, but is dry and unchanging at this point.
Okay, I'm gonna read through those 8 pages.
It just describes in great detail what I typed out to you.
Okay.
But it does seem permanent at this point.
Okay. I'll just put the book away for now.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're probably ready to go. So let's go to the church, or excuse me, let's go to the orphanage and find Milovich.
Okay. What time do you guys want it to be?
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Okay. You guys can make your way to the orphanage, no problem. It's not super early overall, but it seems early for this town. Not a ton of people on the road at this point. And there's a thick, heavy fog this morning that you're used to now, but it seems a bit thicker, a bit more abnormal than it normally is today. So just be aware of that. And then let me see. I'm going to do this, 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 this. Perfect. All right. The orphanage seems really quiet for this time of day. Kind of makes sense. Maybe the kids are sleeping in. But you guys can approach and do as you like from here. Was that me? Lovely.
Emrak's not going to go in just because his appearance doesn't want to scare the kids.
Yeah, I'll stay outside too.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay outside too.
You guys stand outside of an orphanage in the fog.
Go get him, Toto. The only one that's good with kids.
I thought we were talking to a guy, not a kid.
That Milovich was a kid.
No, he's probably close to 18. Maybe
So still a
little
kid.
younger. Yeah, but he's not
Okay.
like a...
I thought Milovich was the one who got possessed, no?
No, that was
No.
that was a different. Milovich was
That
the
was
one who
Felix.
was being sick.
Sickened.
Yeah,
He was the one in the bottom floor.
yeah, I know who he was. Well, sorry. Am I going in by myself?
It would seem
I'll
so.
follow in.
All of
I
our
don't-
friends. Okay.
I don't really care about Milovich, so I don't know what I'm supposed to ask him. Be like, hi, we're here to check in on Milovich. We're here
He's
to
the
talk to him a little
bones
bit."
kid from the church.
He got ill the moment the bones went missing.
Oh,
He couldn't talk.
Okay.
We just know you
Cool,
like
so-
checking up on kids.
Yeah, we're checking up on Milovich and the kids and stuff. Do you mind if we... Is Milovich still recovering back in the far room?
So you enter. It's
Yeah.
quiet. There's a couple kids up that you notice in the main room. On the left, Claudia greets you with a smile. Just sort of asks, like, "Oh, how can I help you guys today?"
We're here to see.
Go ahead.
You got it. God damn it. We're here to speak with Milovich. We talked to the father. Is it the father at the church?
Yeah. Or his name here. I always get him and the other church guy confused.
And we he might have some information that we're looking for.
She looks a bit concerned, but there's a sense of trust in her as well, from considering what you guys have done. But she says that he left yesterday and doesn't expect to necessarily see him here. As he's not. Let me retcon that. He left yesterday, and she's a bit surprised that he hasn't been seen. But he probably had a lot of work to catch up with at the church, considering that he hadn't worked in a while as he was sick. But she says that he does usually sleep here. But as far as she knows, he did not come home last night, which is rare.
So he should be at the church.
He should be home, and then he works at the church. But he
Okay.
never came
So-
home last night, as far as she knows.
Do you know if he has any other locations he frequents?
No. She imagines he's just at the church and maybe stayed with someone else. Maybe just worked a long time there. But she's not. She doesn't claim to know too much about him. I mean, he was young, orphaned. He's the oldest kid kind of in the orphanage, and just knows that his kind of full-time job is helping at the church.
Do you know if there's any other kids at Milovich? If he was friends with any of them here at the orphanage?
She thinks about it, but I mean, he's always really nice and cordial with the younger kids, but he's typically rather reserved overall. And he seems like a great kid, just doesn't really communicate much past that. Like, he'll hang out and play with the younger kids, but she's never seen him with anybody like his age. She confirms that like he spends a lot of time at the churches. There's a lot to do there, with keeping the graveyard grounds and the church grounds in order. He kind of does that sort of full time.
Do I get a sense that she's telling the full truth, or she might be hiding something?
You can roll.
Okay, that would be a insight.
Sure. We have no reason not to believe what she's saying.
All right, well then, off to the church.
To the church.
Thank you.
Yeah, she smiles and just says, "Have a nice day." I don't think I ever made a church page.
Let's wave at the child in the window.
He waves back. Looks familiar at this point. You guys have been here enough. So
passing out 2 good berries to everybody.
everybody. All right,
Thank
so you guys are heading from the orphanage, and I'll take you guys. If you check the Valaki map, you guys are at the church now. Same thing. Takes a little bit of time to get across the town, but there's still a dense fog over the entirety of the town. Everything looks normal from the approach to the church. Let me just get... Actually, give me 1 second.
Remember you had a map at the church before.
I thought I did.
It was the one that was the church doors were facing the bottom part of the map.
Yeah, you might be thinking of the church in Barovia, though.
No, it was here.
Was it here?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys approach the church. I don't see anything from the initial kind of survey, but you're free to explain what you'd like to do from this point.
Well, I assume we should all go and try to find the father and figure out where Milovich is.
Yep.
So
Okay.
let's go do that.
I want to head to the church and just find Milovich. Basically.
Okay. So you guys approach the church. The front door is open, as per usual. It doesn't take long to see inside. There's a couple unfamiliar faces, kind of helping or maybe just spending time in the holy place. You do see Father Lucian. He kind of perks up as he sees the group and sort of hurries over to the front door as you guys approach, and immediately kind of beckons you into his little office that you guys spoke in initially whenever you guys first visited. Do you follow him in there?
Yep.
All right. Whoa. He is sort of hectic, if you will, in his tone. But he looks up and just goes, how's the search going? Milovich is back, but I haven't spoken with him. He seems a bit angsty, but I know he was sick, and obviously he's feeling better. Has there been any developments at this point, or what's going on?
Can you tell us where he is?
Yeah, he's just in the cemetery. He's got a lot of work to catch up on, and so I told him if he wanted some time off, it was fine, as we're trying to figure this out. But also, I'm just not exactly sure how much he was involved. I can't imagine it was someone else, but I hate to just accuse the poor boy, but no one really knew where that was except for him and I, and well, as far as I know, just him and I. So.
Have you talked to him about it at all?
No, I haven't. I didn't know how far you guys have gone, and he just showed up last night, worked a bit. I kept an eye on him, and I was kind of hoping to touch base with you guys, as I wasn't trying to get in the way. But if I didn't see you soon, I was going to sit him down this morning, as I know time is ticking.
Why didn't he go home last night?
I don't know. I believe he typically sleeps at the orphanage, but I don't know where else he would have slept.
Okay, let's go and talk to him then.
Okay. You guys make your way out to the rather large cemetery. You'd assume so. It would need a good amount of space for the largest town you've seen in the area, for sure. And kind of in the distance, let's say maybe like 60 yards away, you see Milovich. He's in some different clothing, and he's heaving a shovel with some great efficiency overall. It's actually surprising how efficient he is, and you kind of tell he's definitely in shape, and he's done this for a long time. He doesn't seem to take notice at this point, as there's people kind of passing here and there. So it seems you guys can approach, for the moment at least, without being seen, if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys approach him. You can tell he's digging fresh graves in an area that has been a little used at this point. You're not exactly sure to what extent or how much he has to do, but he's, again, being rather efficient and just working hard from what you can tell. I'll say within about 30 yards, maybe halfway towards him, he looks up and notices the group approaching, and then kind of has this look on his face as if he's kind of done something wrong. Anyone want to do anything specifically?
Is there any way for him to escape from where he currently is?
Yeah, he could pick any direction but the direction towards you guys, presumably.
Go ahead and give him a friendly wave.
Okay. He'll like shove his shovel down into the ground with a good amount of force, to the point where it sticks up, and he just kind of starts to kind of step back slowly as you guys approach.
Right.
I'm gonna be ready to hunter's mark him if he runs away. Not
Okay.
for
We don't need to kill him.
yeah, just it keeps track of his movements. I can.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
What do I have here? Guess. I don't have any skills that are good at moving people that don't kill them. Okay, I guess we just continue moving forward, kind of, trying to exude a friendly posture.
Okay. So if you guys continue to move forward, which all of you do,
Yep.
he will take off sprinting towards a back gate of the cemetery here. So let me go to. It's probably best to be on this map. So you guys kind of go out the side. Let's say Milovich is kind of in the center, maybe towards the north end here, and he starts to run towards the back side of the church.
Okay, I will
got
wild
like
shape
a
and
30-yard head start on you guys.
I'll wild shape into the fastest creature I know.
Okay.
Are there cheetahs in
No. But you
what
maybe
is
would have known a cheetah before. Do you have to like? Doesn't have to be.
I just need to know one.
Know
know of
one?
them.
Sure.
Yeah. Anything that I think I've seen or see what it is exactly. No, I did well. They have the same icon. Sorry. There we go. Of any beast that I've seen before. So
I'm fine
assuming.
with
Okay. So I will go. Actually, what is the cheetah move speed in D&D
whatever it is.
5e?
They can sprint for about 20 seconds, and then they have to stop.
I mean, Vemrex can take off, full sprint, double dash, everything.
Okay.
They're 50 feet.
Holy shit, that's fucking far. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm basically going to catch up to him.
Let's say he jumps over a couple graves, makes some decent checks. So anyone chasing him in any form, roll an acrobatics check.
I also.
Oh shit! I'm doing party.
Oh.
Just add
Toto, there's your 20.
I'm at 4.
Hey.
We'll just make this fun because fuck cheetahs. The cheetah and the sprinting raging orc both trip up over uneven ground / tumble on partially dug graves, but the giant armor-clad behemoth of a cleric runs out and is able to catch up to him. So how do you want to stop him? Are you just going to tackle him? Are you going to yell at him? What's your plan here as you're chasing after a boy behind the church?
Well, I want to. Yes, I will just kind of tackle him, but not trying to hurt him, just trying to restrain him.
Okay, so we'll say that you're just back here. Pretty much no one back here, which is probably convenient overall. It's still very early and still very foggy, but he doesn't get very far. And Toto, you're able to just kind of jump on him and stop him from going any further. There's a guard tower close, but even in this amount of movement, it doesn't seem like you're being watched at this point. They're not really watching this direction. And from as close to the wall as you are here, you can't necessarily confirm if there's even someone up there. So as far as you can tell, it's just you guys and him at this point. All of you can catch up after a couple brief seconds later.
Okay, and I'll just kind of what's he doing? Besides just struggling to get away from me, obviously.
What was that? Sorry.
Is he fighting against me, or is he...
He's just kind of grunting and just being like, let go, get off me. What the hell?
Okay, I'll just hold him tight and be like, it's gonna be okay, just calm down. We just want to talk to you.
Doesn't have much more to say, and the group can kind of catch up at this point. He's just struggling without really any issue. You have no problem kind of keeping him down at this point.
Vermac will just pick him up by the scruff of his neck with one hand, so his feet are dangling in the air.
Okay.
Like a cat, so he can't go anywhere.
Give him a good growl.
And I'll just kind of snarl at him and say, we just want to talk to you.
He goes, about what? I'm trying to work here.
Never seen a worker run away.
Yeah, well, you guys are scary. What the hell are you doing here? It's the middle of the morning.
My friend waved to you, and you ran? That's
Yeah,
a little
well,
suspicious, don't you think?
you're a massive orc without eyes.
Well, thank you. We heard you weren't feeling well at the orphanage. We wanted to come by and check on you.
Yes. Thank you so much for helping me. I never got a chance to formally thank you for that. I was definitely feeling poorly, and I do remember a group visiting, or someone visiting, before I left yesterday. So, if that was you, I appreciate it. And can you please put me down?
Yeah, I'll put him down, but I'm not going to let him go.
Okay.
Just to
He
make sure.
appreciates the earth under his feet at this point, but is still kind of like just struggling with his neck. Not like trying to get away, just kind of like uncomfortable in general.
So what do you do here for the church?
Well, I have a shovel and I dig holes. And then when I'm done, I dig more. Other than that, I pick up stuff and put it in other places.
You sometimes put things in the wrong places?
He does not respond to that.
So you started getting sick after something went missing from the church. Want to tell us anything about that?
What went missing from the church?
Your saint's bones.
Listen. I work here. I got sick. I do not claim to know or be a person of medicine. I appreciate what you did. I thank you for the checkup, but I don't know about bones, and I don't know anything more than it's the saint that the church is named after. Okay, that's all I know.
Psych check. We'll see if he's lying.
He's lying.
I'll do a quick like snap, kind of bite, like intimidating. Probably have to roll intimidation, don't I?
Yes. Having been held by a large orc the entire time, he's hardly even taken notice of the cheetah that is also behind him as well. With a bite and maybe a little growl, he's turning around or trying to, like, what the hell is that? What's behind me? You can tell that he seems afraid at this point, and he's breaking to an extent.
So what do you know about what happened to those bones? Did you take them? Did somebody else take them? Do you know anything that could help us?
He looks up at the orc, kind of like a snarky, like sassy kind of teenage look, and he's like, "Well, if you put me down, I'll tell you. Now, I can't run away from you. You're obviously faster than me. There's no reason to hold on to me like this. I'm not going anywhere."
You're smarter than you look, and I'll let him go.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna like create like a circle,
Sure.
of the group, and just like kind of usher him to the middle.
Yeah. So he takes a seat. He gets emotional. And he just says, like, you guys see where I live. I don't have anyone here, and I don't have anyone that cares for me. Claudia is great, and I appreciate all that she's done, but I was just trying to make something of myself in a place where there's shit for me, and he just kind of like just feels sorry for himself, and he's like, I was approached was approached by someone, and they told me about the bones and that they wouldn't be missed, and I only knew about them because I heard Father Lucian coming out from a place that was sort of hidden, and I kept asking him what was down there, and he eventually told me and showed me a while back about the bone. I don't know why they're so important. They're just bones. But it was the coffin maker, and he's gonna kick my ass if he finds out that I told on him, because he told me if I take him that he would give me money, and you may not believe it, but I donated some of that to Claudia to help the kids I live with, and well, I kept the rest for me. I don't make much at the church, so just trying to better myself, and I didn't think it would matter. But that's what I did, and I'm sorry.
It was
The coffin maker.
Yeah, he works with the church. I assumed it was weird, but not that unheard of. The coffin maker wants bones, so I said fuck it, and I just took him at night. And last night I was so scared someone's going to be after me, and I was freaking out. I slept in a place I used to when I was younger, and just kept away from people as I assumed somebody would be after me. And sure enough, I had to go back to work, and here you are. So that's the story. That's all of it. And I'm going to be in so much trouble. And he kind of just starts to realize like the situation he's in, and he's just kind of talking to himself like shit, like just angry.
Does this coffin maker live here in Valakir, or does he live in Barovia?
No, he's here. He supplies all the wood and coffins, and he works with the church. His name's Henrik, and he points on the map where his shop is at.
You said Henrik?
Yeah, let me find the spot on the map. I always forget which place it is.
Have you had any interaction with this Henrik prior to him approaching you, or?
Yeah, I dig the graves. I go pick up coffins from him. He's very weird. People keep to themselves around here for obvious reasons, but him even more so than normal. But again, I told you everything. He asked me to take bones. He's a coffin maker. I took bones, and now I'm fucking getting tackled. So
when did you take him? How long ago was this?
I don't know. I don't know how long I was out. 2 days ago, within this week sometime. What day is it? He asks, and he's just like confused because he was presumably pretty much comatose for a while.
And you...
Coffin maker's house is here, which I think I was incorrectly saying was the Baron. Fuck, where's the Baron's house?
And sorry, chat. He got sick. Do we know when his sickness started?
The timeline checks out in terms of what he's saying. So he was probably like as sick as you guys saw him, or initially from Felix, for maybe like 2 days. So from Father Lucian's point of view, from what he said, that he knows, he checks on them like often, but not every day, the bones, and realized like this week that they were missing. And then, within about 3 or 4 days of that, Milovich was sick. But as far as you know, the sickness was just because of the locket and the demon involved in that. So, but the timeline checks out.
Okay.
Remember, I can't talk because I'm a cheetah.
Yeah, I want to go talk to this coffin maker now.
Yeah, so Milovich is kind of like, okay, can I get back to work? Please don't please don't tell Father Lucian. Like, he's a good man. He gave me this job, and I really still needed it. I really did give some of the money I got to the orphanage. You can ask. I don't know, man.
How much did he give you? This coffin maker.
Hold on, I'm going to the bathroom real quick.
That's code for he's got to figure it out.
No, that's code for I got to flush. He gave me like I think it was like 10 gold. I gave like half of it to the orphanage.
10 gold is pretty good for some bones.
Yeah, I mean, I work with him too, and the church doesn't pay much, so I figured, it was just kind of like a repayment for all the times I've lugged coffins from his place. And he said he'd have other work for me too, but I don't know, man. Like, I have some of the money still. Like, I just want to go back to what I had in my life. Like, I don't.
Well, let's go check in with the coffin maker, see if he has any more work for you. Come with us.
He doesn't really have a choice. So if you guys are gonna take him, you can take him.
We can just have him show us where it is.
Yeah, he marks on the map where it's at. It's this orange topped building in the bottom right, the Valaki map.
I mean, meow.
We're gonna go talk to the coffin maker. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go talk to Father Lucian.
Okay, what do I have to tell him?
The fuck do you think you have to tell him, you idiot? And I'll grab him again and I'll walk him back to the father.
Okay. You walk him all the way there?
Oh yeah. I mean,
right.
it's just inside, right? Yeah.
You're just around, basically around the church to the front door, one of the side doors, from the cemetery side. So Lucian is kind of looking out here, obviously knowing you guys are in the area, and kind of runs out to meet you. He's like, Milovich, what have you done? What's going on? What has he done?
And I'll push him forward and
yeah, he kind of waits for you to say something, and then looks up. And he's like, fuck. He's like, the coffin maker paid me to steal the bones that you told me not to tell anybody about, months ago, and I took them because I thought that he's a coffin maker and maybe he was making a coffin for them, but he paid me, and now I don't know what to do. I just want to get back to work. I'm really sorry. Father Lucian looks at you, Vimrak, mostly, and it just kind of has this look of was that true on his face?
Well, we're gonna go find out, but I don't think he has any reason to lie to us.
Okay. Lucian looks up and is just like, well, that's a curious story, but can't say that I've put it past a guy like Henrik to pull something like that. But I'd be careful. He's a loner, to say the least, and an isolationist. I've never seen him outside. He basically throws his coffins out his side door and makes Milovich here just lug him over. It's not like he goes around town. I'm not even sure how he does anything, to be honest with you.
Does he have any relation with the coffin maker that is based in Barovia?
Who? I'm sorry.
The coffin maker here.
Oh, does he have any relation to someone else that lives in Barovia?
Out of character, obviously, the house that we went to get the coffin for Irina's father.
Yeah, you'd assume there's no connection. It's just a local coffin maker. And Father Lucian hears that and it's just I'm not sure. Not a lot of people travel between Valaki and Barovia unless they absolutely have to.
Gotcha. So we're gonna go talk to this Heinrich fellow, and I think you, Father, should figure out what to do, how to discipline your employees.
Yeah, I'll take care of it. Go grab that shovel, boy. You got a lot of work to do still today. And Milovich kind of rustles free as best he can, and then like solemnly just like walks over to the shovel where he was working, and you can kind of hear like Lucian like thinking like, what were you thinking? But before you can leave, like Lucian runs over and just asks like, what's your plan at this point? Are you heading to the shop? Like I want you to be careful. Like if someone has stolen these, I don't think Milovich had any idea what they were for. And I'm very concerned as to the point of why he would want them.
It's haunted money.
So Lucian just says that, and then just says like, "Good luck," and like, "Please come tell me what happens as soon as you know."
We will.
All right. You guys make your way over there. The town gets a bit busier. At this point, do we have enough time to start this next section, or do we have to call it
We
here?
have 3 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Probably just
Let's call it here.
yeah,
Got
just
you
call it
guys'
here.
characters outside, so we can go here, but we will make it a point to pick up here next time. So thank
Sounds
you
good.
guys. I have the next 2 days off and no wife in town. Can you guys play the next 2 nights at all?
No. Sorry.
Okay, you're good.
I have a late work event tomorrow, and then I run my game on Thursday.
Gotcha. All right. We'll plan on next weekend. So, thank you guys.
Thanks for running.
Thank you, man.
For sure.
Hey.